Welcome, everybody. Welcome, everybody. What's up, everybody? Yes, y'all. We in the building. It's Hip Hop Week MKE 2019, and I am Terrell Morgan, Creative Director, and I have the esteemed honor to introduce the man, the brainchild, the presario, the MC, the DJ, the bebop, all that of Hip Hop Week, the man, Alderman Khalif Rainey.
Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon. I want to thank you all for coming out. This is truly a historic occasion here in the city of Milwaukee. I know a lot of you are probably wondering, what is Hip Hop Week MKE? What is it all about? What we're seeking to do here during this week is engage the apolitical, engage those who have become disenchanted with government. We have three tenets, that's health, civic engagement, and financial literacy. And when you think about some of the issues in the city of Milwaukee, when you think about 7% home ownership by African Americans, second worst in the country, we're bringing people here, we're irrigating in talent to address those issues. So when we talk about finances, we're bringing in DJ Envy from the Breakfast Club. He'll be at G's Clippers on this Friday, August 24th. It's gonna be a great conversation. Make sure you come out and check that out. When we talk about health, and we talk about the city of Milwaukee, you talk about Wisconsin, we have some of the worst health statistics in the country, one of the largest obesity rates in the country. And to address those issues, we're bringing in Stickman, one half of Dead Prez, to discuss health with us at the Sherman Phoenix. And when you talk about civic engagement, I have a real treat for the city of Milwaukee. We're bringing in Scarface, the legendary MC from the Ghetto Boys, who's currently running for the Common Council in the city of Houston to discuss the nexus between politics, how we take those things that we rhyme about and actually translate that into political power. So that's what we're doing here with Hip Hop Week MKE. We're putting the medicine in the peanut butter, so to speak, and we're making these conversations more palatable to a constituency that's been disengaged. With that being said, the calendar, the full calendar will be released after this press conference, and you can find out a full listing of events occurring at Hip Hop Week MKE. I want to take this moment to thank everyone that has supported and been a partner of Hip Hop Week MKE and made this possible, beginning with the Forest County Potawatomi, a great supporter, Clear Channel, a great supporter, Summerfest, a great supporter, V100, 98.3, 98.9. This is one of the few events in which we've had every major radio station here in the city of Milwaukee come together to support. We've had supporters such as G's Clippers. We have Claiborne Benson from the Black Historical Society, who has been gracious enough to host us for several events. We have Terrell Morgan here from Morgan Designs, who has configured the visuals that has created so much excitement about this event. With that being said, I want to shout out a couple more supporters that made this week possible. This is very important. I want to make sure I miss nobody. I want to shout out the King Drive Big. We got the Shay Agee here. He'll be coming up to the mic shortly. I want to thank the Ray, one of our major partners that'll be hosting things such as the Hip Hop Pop-Up Museum, where we have over 500 pieces of hip hop memorabilia that'll be on display from August 22nd to the 25th. I also got to shout out Dave Mays, who's been a partner in curating this week. Dave Mays is the founder and the creator of The Source magazine, and if you're a real hip hop head, you know that's what we consider the Bible of hip hop. I want to thank Gruber law firm for their support. I want to thank Ascension Hospital. I want to thank the Hop, who has came out and supported us. We have a performance occurring live on the Hop this evening at 8 o'clock for Hip Hop Week. I want to thank Associated Bank. I want to thank Buffalo Boss. I want to thank Copyright Magazine. We have Breaking and Entering here, Aurora Healthcare, JP Morgan and Chase, the Milwaukee Public Library, who will be hosting Tony Touch this week. If your child is interested in being a DJ, the legendary DJ Tony Touch will be at the Mitchell Street Library giving a tutorial. I want to thank the Milwaukee Art Museum, and I want to also thank G's Clippers as well. With no further ado, though, I want to bring up some members of the Common Council, because although we're policy makers, although we're legislators, we're also truly inspired by hip hop as well. It is the #1 genre of music in the world, and what we understand is that it's through this platform that we can engage the disengage. And with that being said, I want to bring up a real hip hop head on the Common Council, Alderman Jose Perez.
Thank you everyone for attending. I can't tell you how proud the 12th District is to participate in Hip Hop Week. We did last year, we stepped it up this year, and I want to thank all my Common Council members, especially Alderman Rainey, for keeping the fire lit. We know that we want to meet our community where it's at. We know hip hop is where it's at. As an old head, I know what it did to my life, and we want to make sure that the community is engaged. I also want to thank not only the Cooperage, who's sponsoring Tony Touch coming for an after party along with the library. We also have True School that will be doing some young DJs at the Cooperage, and we also have True School doing a B-Boy showcase, which we don't want people to miss. So we want to thank the Cooperage, Hotel Madrid, also Cardinal Capital, the Berkey Company, and the Steinhoffel Group, who had a lot to do with making sure that they had something to do with what we're doing on the South Side for Hip Hop Week. So we're very excited to be part of this. We want to thank everyone who had something to do with making Hip Hop Week possible. We know that we will engage, we will educate, and we're going to agitate our young people to get involved in politics, and this is one route to do it. So thank you.
Now I want to bring up Alderwoman Malele Coggs of the 6th Aldermanic District.
Hip hop is what you see in front of you. Not what you read about or hear about from others, but what you see in front of you. There are a great many of us on Milwaukee's Common Council whose lives and works have been, who hip hop has been instrumental in our lives and in our work. You know, oftentimes people look at music as just a form of entertainment, but truly hip hop is a culture that is interwoven into so many aspects of all of our lives. I always tell people when I was a teenager, I used to rap. I don't rap anymore. I leave that to others, other more skilled people. But that love of rap led me to major in English at Fisk University in Nashville, Tennessee. So the thought and idea that music is just entertainment just ain't true. It's so much more to it. And I am so grateful to Alderman Khalif Rainey for being the brainchild, for having a thought of using the tool of hip hop, that we know it is, how great it is, to shine a spotlight on some areas of concern in our community and some challenge areas such as health, such as financial literacy, and such as civic engagement. It is my true hope that through this week of all the great things that are going to happen as a part of the schedule for the week, that people learn from, grow from, and use the knowledge that they've learned through the week to help to change and improve conditions around health, financial literacy, and civic engagement in the city. And I know we'll be having some of those great events right in the 6th District. Of course, at G's Clippers, we'll have that financial literacy conversation with DJ Envy, and even on the beer line, we'll have some local artists performing. So shout out to MLK Bid, G's Clippers, Riverworks, and all the artists who will also be participating as well. So with that, I just want to say, I hope everybody truly pays attention to Hip Hop Week, because I think the formula that Alderman Rainey has created right here in Milwaukee is history making. Mark my words, it's going to be other cities trying to do Hip Hop Week just the way we do it. Thank you, Alderman Rainey.
And again, we're not simply just here to break dance and spin on our head. You know, we truly believe that this platform is the way that we can engage the people here in our community. Some of the things that we have going on is a health fair at St. Joseph's Ascension, and we also have a job fair. And to discuss that job fair and the purpose of it, I want to bring up Bernadette Karanja.
All right. Thank you, Alderman Rainey. I have the privilege and the humble position of heading the Common Council Office of Workforce Development that was created about 2 years ago thanks to our council members, and especially to our Black Caucus council members who have been, and Brown, who have been very, very supportive about this Office of Workforce Development. And the reason why it was created was to ensure that those who are disenfranchised get a chance to have a voice in as far as their self-sufficiency is concerned with regards to getting jobs that are family supporting jobs. So it is my privilege to announce that we will have a hip hop job fair sponsored by Alderman Rainey, and it will be represented by about 59 corporations, employment service agencies that will be there to meet people where they're at. We know that we will get a lot of job seekers coming through. Some will not be job ready, but that is okay. We encourage you to come out because we also have employment service agencies that are funded to support your job training and to support you with upskilling where you're at. So we welcome all of you. We welcome you to what's happening. And I just want to say very quickly that I am originally from Kenya, and I was influenced by hip hop, even in Kenya to this day. And I want to say that it taught me how to be self-sufficient. Hip hop taught me how to be independent. Hip hop gave me a voice, and so I continue to listen to it almost every day to keep me inspired, to keep my people inspired. And I really want to thank Alderman Rainey. I want to thank Alderman Perez. I want to thank Alderwoman Coggs for all the wonderful things you've all done, President Hamilton, all the council members for really recognizing that this is important to have, and to also give a spotlight to those who are disenfranchised and need to get back on their feet. Thank you so much.
Let's get into some hip hop talk real quick though. We have the great fortune of being joined. And before I even move forward, I gotta shout out my mama here, Mama Jane. You know what I'm saying? I gotta shout her out. She always behind me, she always supporting me. But we got some real founding fathers of hip hop here in the city of Milwaukee. If you know about hip hop here in Milwaukee, you know about Speech from Arrested Development. You know about a G to a Key from Rap a Lot. You know about Little Chicken. You know about Guapo Chapo. You know about these guys who are active on the scene right now. But we got some of the people here who actually laid the foundation for hip hop in this community. I want to bring up one of them right now, and DJ Homa Blow.
Homa Blow. Wouldn't be right if I didn't say it. Program director, music director of WNOV Radio, also blowradio.com. Born and raised in Milwaukee, and of course, it's a blessing to be able to know that you came up during the introduction of a musical genre that is now #1 in the world, not just country, in the world. So to be a part of it, to be in radio, to get involved in radio before getting into radio, of course, I was definitely influenced by hip hop. It is what raised me. And then to be able to now continue that generational process of moving people forward, giving people an opportunity from Milwaukee, not only just all over the country and all over the world, but to be influential and giving people an opportunity. I think hip hop, again, is a foundation that people have to respect. I respect the fact that Alderman Khalif Rainey ended up introducing Hip Hop MKE, which again, as Alderwoman Coggs said, this is historic. Nowhere else in the country, in the world for that matter, has a hip hop week. So Milwaukee is legendary in the process, and it will be followed. So again, we want to know what are some of the problems that we're having in our communities and in our city. It's inside hip hop. They're telling you where they're from. They're telling you what they see. So it's important to not just brush it off and act like it doesn't matter. You want to know where the pain comes from. You want to know where some of the sorrow comes from. You want to know what the joys and the happiness is at. It's inside hip hop. So I'm proud to be a part of Hip Hop MKE Week in Milwaukee.
We got another legendary hip hop figure here in the city of Milwaukee. Allow me to bring up Mixmaster Doc B.
1, 2. Leo season, but Sagittarius is #1. That's right. You know how we do it. All right. I'm not wearing a shirt for a couple reasons. One, because I need to do some more sit-ups and crunches to fit into it. Two, because I wanted to pay homage to the guy known as birthing hip hop. By the way, Maurice Beckley, AKA the Midwest Mixer Doc B, or Dr. B. My company is B-Boy Productions, and I've been asked so many times, what's the B in B-Boy Productions? And the B doesn't stand for Dr. B on my last name. The B-Boy is, what a B-Boy is in hip hop culture is what people came out to listen and observe the culture of hip hop as it began in 1973 with a guy named Kool Herc. So the shirt I'm wearing, I'm gonna step out from behind the banner, behind the podium right quick. This is an ode to Kool Herc's, the residence and the projects in which he grew up in, where he threw the first hip hop party. Cedric. So having that name, that B-Boy Productions name, is so important to me. Kool Herc, the founder, we brought him last year, correct? Last year. He was here last year. So the founding father of hip hop was here last year. So it's important. It was important to me to have that, as well as it's important to call myself the Midwest Mixer, Dr. B, to show that the Midwest or Milwaukee itself we're proud of. So we had that little joust, that little thing where we go back and forth, and we're trying to be number one. It's all love, it's competition. That's what the forefathers of hip hop said. It was about peace, unity, love, and having fun. Now it's broken off into other segments of that since then, but that's what the original purpose was, to stop you from being out here doing negative and fighting negativity and fighting in gangs, and let's bring that energy to graffiti writing, legally now, graffiti writing, breakdancing, just rapping, and of course DJing, which has been forgotten. The cornerstone of it all is DJing. So I thank all of you for finding us important enough to cover us. Yes, we are the number one genre, but still, as you know, sometimes only if it bleeds, it leads. So I appreciate you showing a positive issue from black culture. This, by the way, and it's not just black, as you will see, or as you will read, from Korean rap to African rap to African DJs to European DJs. You see Marshmello, all these guys DJing. All this comes from the culture. In fact, I'll give you one example of how that slang works, or a couple examples. When you look at these commercials and you hear them say, "We got your back," or "What's going on, what's happening," all that's hip hop jargon weaving its way into mainstream America. And we're, for lack of a better word, we're looking for our 40 acres and a mule for to how it goes, because we were shunned, we were fired, we were shunned and banned from all kinds of situations, and now it's here, it's strong. And the reason why I love hip hop music the most is because we love all genres of music. Excuse me, Old Town Road is a good example of it. Where we take anything that we think is fresh, anything that we think is dope, and we take that part of the song and string it out and make it all. So your favorite part of the record, we extend it for 3 to 5 minutes and make it our own. Thank you very much. I won't take up more of your time. Hope to see you all week.
We got a couple more people that would like to make remarks, but I do want to acknowledge that we've been joined with another hip-hop influenced legislator here in the county of Milwaukee, County Supervisor Supreme Moore Makunde. All right, I want to bring up Deshae Agee from the MLK bid. He's doing a great job with restoring MLK Drive, and he's a true supporter of hip-hop, and also MLK bid is a supporter of Hip Hop Week, so I would like to allow him to give a few remarks.
I'm honored to be here with you all today, supporting Alderman Rainey, Alderwoman Cox, Alderman Perez, and all the council members that supported this legislation for Hip Hop Week. Alderwoman Cox said it is legendary, it's historic, never happened before, and it was great to see year one as a huge success. We're looking at the second year right now. Alderman Rainey has done a wonderful, fantastic job bringing a slate of people to Milwaukee this week that some have never been to Milwaukee. I know last year we had people traveling from a lot of countries coming here for Hip Hop Week, and they was able to participate, take pictures, enjoy Ghostface last year. This year, we have a lot of people coming. I encourage you all to take a look at the calendar, but also join in, participate, because Alderman Rainey said it. This isn't just about the music, this isn't about the breakdancing, this is about financial literacy, civic engagement, and health, and bringing awareness to these issues that all affect each one of us. It's affecting our city. It's a lot of things happening that we want to see changed. We believe that hip hop is a way to help change that. I know for me, hip hop kept me out of a lot of trouble. As I sat in front of my keyboard and going in the studio, I just needed money for studio time. That was all I needed money for, because hip hop was my way of expressing myself. And I was able to, through hip hop, become the executive director of the King Drive Business Improvement District, believe it or not. I grew up on 14th and Burleigh. I sat on the second floor making music, just like some other folks here, freestyling. Even to this day, you might catch me riding down the street with an instrumental on. It is one of those things that once it's a part of you, you're a part of that culture, it's a part of who you are, you just can't really break away from it. I've never, ever taken a backseat to hip hop or the culture. As you would have seen maybe at Bronzeville Week potentially, you might have seen me freestyling someplace at Pete's parking lot or in Skybox. You might catch some of that this year, who knows, because it's a part of me. And if the opportunity comes to get on that mic and just speak a little bit of my mind in a freestyle, I might just do that. But I encourage you all to, again, come out to these events. We have a lot of people behind us that will also be at events, not just there supporting, but helping, volunteering. I think Alderman Rainey has put together a great team. I know we have our Lisa that has done a lot of coordinating behind the scenes to make sure that a lot of these events are look very well, but also it's gonna be an exciting time. So if you miss any one of the events, it's okay, because it's enough for you to make your way to another one. I know at St. Joseph, if I'm not mistaken, there will be a health conversation. Last year, Master Ace was there. So I encourage you all to participate this year. G's Clippers on Friday. We'll have DJ Envy. I don't know if you all know DJ Envy from the Breakfast Club, but definitely want to shout out Alderman Rainey for making it to the Breakfast Club to talk about Hip Hop Week worldwide. Worldwide program. And Alderman Rainey has done, I think, an amazing job. I don't know if you all understand that it was really his vision to really coordinate and talk to all of the people who are there. And you'll see many people on their Instagrams talking about they're coming to Milwaukee. And if you haven't taken a look at the website, hiphopweekmke.com, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
hiphopweekmke.com. Take a look at that schedule. Join us, participate, let's have some fun, let's learn, and let's engage the people who have not necessarily been involved in politics, but through hip hop, as Alderman Rainey said it, put the medicine in the peanut butter, and let's bring them out and change our city with Hip Hop Week MKE. Thank you.
All right, before we move forward, I have a couple more speakers I would like to allow to come to the mic. But I think what y'all seeing right now is, and I know y'all cover a lot of press conferences, but everybody here is relaxed, everybody is comfortable. And that's the setting that hip hop puts us in. I may not necessarily want to talk about my blood pressure with the doctor, right? My eyes may just glaze over it during that conversation. I may not want to talk about my finances with the banker, right? But when I hear that from somebody I identify with, somebody I can see myself in, that makes that message more palatable. Before we proceed, though, I got to shout out one of the hardest working people I've ever encountered. The person who put a lot of the meat on the bones for Hip Hop Week, the person who was behind Bronzeville Week, the person who was behind the Big Sur. I'm telling you, this woman works tirelessly on behalf of the members of the Common Council. Her name is Arlesia McHenry. Y'all please give it up for Arlesia McHenry. We appreciate you, Arlesia. Thank you. All right, and I'd like to allow Terrell Morgan, who is the creative, what title did you give yourself? Creative director?
Creative director.
Okay, all right. He's the creative director, right? So when y'all see those flyers on there, y'all be like, those flyers is real dope. Like, he's the ones putting those together, man. He does a great job, and I'm thankful to have his assistance here during Hip Hop Week. Terrell Morgan.
All right.
Thank you, Alderman Rainey. First and foremost, I have to thank God. Had it not been for God, we would not wake up this morning, we would not be here. And God gave me the talent in my hand, right? And because of that talent, and hip hop, I did not want to fight because if I broke my hand, I could not draw, right? But growing up in the city of Milwaukee, I was born and raised in the city of Milwaukee, grew up on the north side, went to school in Greenfield. So I've seen a lot of different dynamics, right? I've seen a lot of things that were different in my neighborhoods personally versus the school that I went to. And now that I'm older and much more mature, I really appreciate that dynamic. And Hip Hop Week has given me the ability to really showcase my education and showcase my love for Milwaukee and showcase, what hip hop should look like, what hip hop should sound like visually in a communication style. Working with Alderman Rainey has been a pleasure. Working with Arlesia has been a pleasure. Working with everyone else around here has been an absolute pleasure and joy. And I really encourage everybody to just really think about, the three tenets, to reemphasize that again, that hip hop is really showing and showcasing, health, civic engagement, financial literacy. I mean, these three tenets alone, given the right perspective, given the right opportunity, can really change the face of a community. And I really believe that Hip Hop MKE is going to go nationwide, and we're going to change not only just Milwaukee, but other communities that are suffering from the same issues and the problems that we are. So thank you again for coming out. We really appreciate all the media, all the coverage. We just come hang out with us, learn some, have a good time. Thank you.
I'd like to allow County Supervisor Supreme Moran Makunde to come to the mic and share some thoughts as well. Supreme Moran Makunde.
Hey, yo. See? Yeah, there are some people who know what's happening. So I want to, County Supervisor Supreme Moran Makunde, I'm very ecstatic to be here. My good brother, Alderman Khalif Rainey, has designed Hip Hop Week so it can be what it is. And the main thing is that it's a lens in which we view things. Anybody who is around my age, a little bit younger, a little bit older, we've been viewing everything through a lens of hip hop, but now you get the opportunity to do the same thing. So whether you're talking about DJing, b-boying, MCing, or graffiti art, you also have the knowledge aspect of hip hop as well, as KRS-One likes to talk about. And with some of the many debates that I would have in the cafeteria at Riverside High School, I'm sure that Alderwoman Coggs has some picture of me somewhere with a huge afro, Timberlands, and some camouflage pants on. Some of the many debates we would have would be about the over-materialism of hip-hop, or the consciousness of hip-hop, or where is it going to take us politically, et cetera. One of the first debates I had about policy with my mother, Congresswoman Gwen Moore, was about censorship and about the First Amendment and whether or not rappers had the right to say the things that they said on their albums. And so I'm ecstatic to have Hip Hop Week here. I'm really ecstatic to have Brad Jordan, Scarface, and others coming to the city to have conversations with us, because that's really what it's about. Hip hop is the music and the MCing and the b-boying, etc. However, it's even more than that. I got to see my brother King Kamanzi out here behind the cameras too. He's also a staple in Milwaukee hip hop as well. So we've had the lens, now you'll get the lens. Thank you so much.
All right, lastly, I'd like to bring up Anton Carter from Imagine MKE to make an announcement about what we seek to achieve artistically during Hip Hop Week MKE.
Hello, everybody. Everyone has a hip hop fact. I ain't really bring one, but I did Google my birthday, and I found out that my birthday, August 11th, was actually the day that the party was started where Kool Herc came. So, a little stat for you guys. Of the 4 pillars, we talk about various things: DJing, beatboxing, all that good stuff. But art, graffiti art, things that express the ideas of hip hop through visual aids is something that I'm looking to cover. So. We recently had a wonderful rapper named Nipsey Hussle who was passed away this past spring. And over the coming week, we are looking to start a mural in dedication to him. And so a lot of the things that he talked about, being civically involved, financial literacy, we would like to highlight in this mural as well, and so that everybody will be inspired to hustle and motivate. So thank you guys. And hopefully you guys will see something really awesome in the next coming week.
All right, that concludes our press conference. Thank you.